Hi, I'm David Weiss. This is a continuation of the Phi video series based upon my book, Take the Phi Road, which I published in 2017. If you haven't seen the introductory videos, please go back and watch those first. This will make a lot more sense. So, today I'd like to talk about voting from Phi. We live in a very divisive, polarized, frenetic year of 2020, and we're being pummeled with truths and untruths about each of the candidates. And it reminds me of a time when I was faced with voting for two guys that I didn't like. I mean, I was unaffiliated and I'm still unaffiliated, but this is during an election. I said, I don't like either one of them. I feel like a victim no matter who I vote for. And I could vote for the third wheel, but again, I'm going to feel like a victim because I already know he's not going to get elected. And so I was going into this process saying, well, do I really need to vote? If I feel like a victim, maybe I shouldn't vote. But as I checked in, I said, yes, I do need to vote. Because it wasn't about them, it was about me. It was about me empowering the energy. What was that energy? Well, I connected to Source, God, if you will. And I was looking at the integrity. I needed to vote, but it wasn't about channeling my energy into this process, this non-Phi process, or to that person. My outcome wasn't determined by who I voted for or what the outcome was. My process was about bringing the energy forth. And in the terminology I would say now is the Phi, is that unfolding fractal continuity of life, the pay it forward. I didn't have that language back then, but now I do. But that's what I was doing, is standing in that continuity and saying, well, I'm grounding the energy. I'm a fractal antenna. I'm resonating this truth, whether it's love or power or wisdom, whether it's trust, whether it's health, integrity. And I don't recall exactly what the energy was, but there was an aspect of integrity with it. And I knew that when I went in to cast my vote, that the energy was coming through me and it was gifting that process. You might say, well, you're still not getting the person you want. It's not about the person. It's about internal versus external focus. The external focus is where we get stuck in non-Phi. If we're looking out here, we're already into victim mode. And so the energy has to come in here. The awareness can extend out here, and recognizing that when I ground as a resonator, as a resonant being, I'm letting that energy go out to all reaches of the universe. And believe me, it does, and this is where I want to bring in some physics. There was and Albert Einstein gave the most interesting description of this process. It's where I believe it's when two particles are separated infinitely, and one of them changes its spin and the other one changes instantaneously, like it knows that one changed. And he called this spooky action at a distance. I think that's the literal phrase he used. What more scientific and philosophical could he have said? Because that's exactly what happens. What he's basically saying is, in a consciousness perspective, we affect everything in this universe. We do. And so when I'm channeling the energy and voting from a place of integrity and holding my center, casting my vote, it's taking that energy of integrity outward. Now, yes, will it impact the voting process? Even if the guy that I voted for the guy that I despise the most. Take that. That was real trust. That energy is somehow gifting everyone in the process. And we all can do this. And that's how we can change our world, is through this internal focus, coming into our energy and letting us be the natural resonators that we are. And that's the Phi language. Thanks for listening, and feel empowered as you go in and vote. One tip would be to resonate Phi. It helps to be in a reservoir of Phi, like nature. Nature is a large reservoir of Phi. It helps build discernment. Being in the presence of loved ones helps us build our own discernment, to stay entrained, because when we're filled up, We don't get into the victim space of lack and scarcity. And it helps us to discern what others are saying. Does your BS meter go off? Well, maybe it goes off as you're listening to me. I hope not, but definitely mine goes off when I listen to some of the candidates. But that's what this will help you do, is to cultivate that inner connection to source, that inner connection to truth, so that whatever you vote on, whether it's the meal that you're about to eat, the people that you hang out with, the activities that you express through, or in the case of this video, to help us vote from a place of empowerment, not victimhood. I hope this helps. Let me know. And happy resonating. Thank you.